To our first story, the inability of governments to make all expenditure and procurement on COVID-19 mitigation efforts public is a cause of worry for the country's international partners. Now, this, according to Budget Ghana, has increased speculations that government is not transparent enough and accountable to citizens. The group is calling on governments to heed the call for a forensic audit into the COVID-19 expenditure. We have more in detail.
The partners, led by Budget Ghana, held a roundtable discussion to deliberate on accountability in the procurement processes and expenditure for the health sector since COVID-19 outbreak. Executive Director for Budget Ghana, Ray Fifi Inkum, in a speech, stressed the need for Ghana to show to the world how expenditures were managed during the hike of the pandemic. He assured that the group will push to get accountability from government.
The primary role of financial management in the health sector is to manage public funds and risk in a way that helps to increase access to quality health care. The COVID-19 pandemic and the confusion that rocked the states over lack of accountability should serve as a lesson to all of us. Till date, the calls for forensic audit of the COVID-19 related expenditure have not been heeded, and that has given room for all manner of accusations and counter-accusations. When a health sector has strong and organized financial management framework, the state is able to provide efficient health care to all citizens.
Some members of the civil society organization in health say they have no option than to apply to the Right to Information Office for all the data on government expenditure. Here is Felix Ankra of the Economic Governance Platform.
Last year in March, IMF published a list of countries that are compliant to present their receipts and stuff. And you have countries like Afghanistan, Iraq, which are war-torn, having documented, scanned documents of procurement and everything. But Ghana was not on the list. And you can see from the presentation right now, I think we had one score out of a whole lot of 6 or 7. So that shows the gap. Information is key for accountability. So government needs to provide those information.
So are you going to make use of the RTI to seek for more?
Definitely, I think it has to. Since it has been, I think there needs to be more tricks about it so that it's easily accessible, you know.
The roundtable is expected to come up with some recommendations for the government.
Now, President Akufo-Addo believes the passage of the E-Levy bill is crucial in improving revenue mobilization in the coming months. Addressing Parliament on the state of the nation to address, the President, however, said it might take a while for the full economic recovery to be achieved.
The lifting of the COVID restrictions, I'm looking forward to renewed energy and enthusiasm as all workplaces reopen at full capacity. Mr. Speaker, despite the protracted and sometimes acrimonious nature of proceedings, I'm happy that the House has finally found it possible to pass the E-Levy bill. I believe strongly the levy is going to make a significant contribution to revenue mobilization and the management of the national economy. And I want to thank members of the House for making this possible. Mr. Speaker, there are many problems that we have to overcome to get back to where we ought to be. I need your support. No president, no parliament, no government can undertake this task all by themselves. We need all Ghanaians to pull and push together. The road to recovery will be long and hard, but we have started on a good footing by accepting that we are in a difficult place and are taking the difficult decisions that will get us out. If anyone had ever had any doubts about the need for self-reliance, the point has now been forcibly drilled home to us. The pursuit of the Ghana Beyond Aid agenda is even more compelling
I will still stay with the president because he's also been talking about some of his economic programs that have impacted positively on the economy and generated jobs whilst improving livelihoods.
The economic devastation of COVID has since the beginning of this year been further aggravated by the Russian invasion of Ukraine, which has worsened the economic outlook of the entire world. We in Ghana have not escaped this development, and the consequences are being felt in rising living costs at our markets and at fuel stations. The terrible events in Ukraine have a direct impact on our lives here in Ghana. Mr. Speaker, 30% of our wheat, flour, and fertilizer imports come from Russia. 60% of iron rods and other metal sheets are imported from the Ukraine. And almost 20% of Ghana's manganese is shipped to the Ukraine. The bombs might be dropping on cities half a world away, but they are hitting our pockets here in Ghana. Even so, we have managed to ensure that fuel supplies have not been disrupted, unlike in several other parts of the world. Last week, the Minister for Finance spelled out in detail to the country the economic and fiscal difficulties we face, and the raft of measures we're introducing to bring relief and restore us to economic growth. The measures that have been announced by the Minister for Finance are meant to demonstrate that we are aware that we are in difficult times and we are addressing the situation. The belt-tightening measures being set for members of the executive have been elaborated within this context.
Well, meanwhile, the passage of the E-Levy bill by Parliament on Tuesday has sparked heated debate in Kumasi. After repeated objections by a section of the public, many are surprised at its passage. Some supporters of the E-Levy are, however, unaware of the percentage deduction of each transaction. We have more in this report.
A large number of young people work in the mobile money vending industry. However, many of these vendors fear they will be forced out of business as a result of Parliament's ratification of the E-Levy bill.
Some customers have been here to withdraw all their monies. If it continues this way, our businesses may collapse.
People prefer transacting electronically when buying. They refuse to add charges too.
Some respondents are also keen on accountability for levies charged.
With a consistent increase in fuel prices, E-Levy is not a good move.
Ghana.
Till we see what the E-Levy charges will be used for, we would not accept its passage.
I'm sure the E-Levy will not be used for its intended purpose. Drivers pay 1 cedi levy to the Tema oil refinery, but the refinery has not been recovered for years.
There are, however, others who believe the passage of the E-Levy is a good move by the government.
The government knows best. Let us comply with them.
Mona Lisa Frimpong reporting.
Well, you're still watching The Marketplace, but still to come in the bulletin, what do you do when you lose a job? Well, we'll bring you the story of Araba Kwegrin, a victim of COVID-19 redundancies, bringing hope to many jobless professionals through her footwear enterprise. As you can see, James Deshen will bring us that report when we are back from this break. To stay with us. Now, many people are still recovering from the scars of the COVID-19 pandemic. In fact, the Ghana Statistical Service has shown that over 40,000 workers are still home without jobs. But in all this despair, Araba Kwegrin, a victim of job losses amid the pandemic, is bringing hope to many unemployed professionals through a footwear enterprise. An intriguing part of the story is that Araba has little to no experience in this particular field. James Deshen, in today's edition of our report, finds out the tenacity driving this young lady. Here's more.
COVID-19 came in with lots of surprises, the good and the bad. Let me tell you the story of Araba, a lady who is into shoemaking, a self-taught one for that matter. She started this when she was laid off due to COVID-19. I am sure by the end of today, I should be learning how to make shoes. I mean, professional one for that matter. Let's engage it. Hi, Araba.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Tell me, what's happening here?
I'm making a slippers, and I think I'm almost through with it, so I need to get it fixed well, and that's what I'm doing. I'm sticking it on well, so it doesn't remove or something. Yeah.
I am sure you tell me more about your journey and how it's all started and what's the process you go through before you get to this point.
Sure.
Araba Kwegrin, as she is affectionately called, was unemployed for years after completing university in 2013. She later acquired a job in a chocolate company as a supervisor. After months of working with the chocolate company, the workers were laid off due to the emergence of COVID-19. At this point, she was stranded in life, but had different options and decided to learn the making of shoes, sandals, and slippers. Araba had no teacher, but embarked on a self-taught mission. It took her just a month and some weeks to learn the making of footwear.
This is majestic. COVID, there are a lot of shortage in, I would say, in productivity and all that. So companies have to lay people off and all that. So I think unfortunately I was among that. When I was at home doing nothing, I tried getting other jobs because I tried going for interviews and all that. But unfortunately I couldn't get my hand on anything. I didn't have any formal training. I had no clue about shoemaking. In fact, it was a miracle for me, if I should say. It was virtually a miracle. Then I went to the market one time and I got the thread that was used for the slippers. I came home. I was just turning my hands on it because I didn't even know what I was doing, because I was just angry inside that I really wanted to do something and I'm not getting. So I was just angry inside and I was just turning my hands around the thread. I registered the name Kwebaba Collections. So I then opened social media accounts. That was Facebook, Instagram, and recently YouTube account as well. And people think I've just put the videos together, but I'm not the one who did it. So I got a customer wanted to see me do the slippers instantly. So she came, I started, and I was done with it. Then she believed that I did it.
The making of footwears seemed to be very tedious for Araba, but she's never discouraged. She believes she can make a big deal out of this and gradually teach others.
Actually, at the point buying my stuff, and it's only 90% of males that you see. So one guy walked up to me, hey, so they say the money you buy the change man, and so I then corner couple office bit now. In fact, I felt so down and I felt like, am I really doing this? Am I really doing the right thing and all that? So I think, but afterwards, I then just gathered the courage and I said, okay, that's what I want to do, and I wouldn't just take anything from anyone.
Araba is not ready to go back to any white-collar job, but to expand her shoemaking business.
No, I wouldn't bother myself, because sometimes I wake up as early as 4 a.m. because it's mine. And the nicest thing about it is, even though I need a showroom to exhibit it, I still don't need a showroom when I have to start doing it. I can just be in my room and I'll start working on it. The following in the morning I bring it out, then I stick on the machine and you are good to go. I can work at even 12 a.m. and still get my things delivered. So if I'm working in a government or in a white collar job, okay, the 8 to 5 itinerary, the pressure is too much. I work at my pace, but it is with discipline. And I also don't want to lose this, because this has now become a passion.
How many sandals, slippers are you able to produce within a week or within a month?
I will take it for a day.
Okay.
A day, if I'm challenged, I can do 10.
Oh, okay.
10 in a day. So if I have more orders, I think in a week I can do about 70, or at least, let's say 60 in a week. Yeah.
How much? Run me through your prices for the slippers and the sandals, and if you have any particular names for it, and what goes into the pricing of this particular slippers or sandals.
Okay. The prices ranges from 90 to 150. 90 for the beaded, the woven, that's for female, and 150 for the leather sandals for men, respectively. And is nothing much actually goes into it. It's virtually creating good designs for people to get hold on. When people love it, you can then be on it for quite some time, then probably you do other stuffs.
Most of her designs are named after loved ones who supported her during the COVID-19 period. These were basically loved ones and mainly females.
So this design is actually called Eduma. It was a design I created for my sister. Yes, this is also a design I created for a friend. So every design has its name. I have some designs that I named after myself, my mom, my friends, my siblings, and all that.
She takes me through the process of making her footwears.
Okay. Yeah, I just need to wear my protective measures to safeguard myself. No.
So we are done with the grinding process.
Yes, and I'll come back again. I don't need all of this here.
Okay. Then what next?
Okay, I'll need my hammer. I virtually need all my tools.
So what do you use the hammer for?
Okay, I need to create a hole where I can use this to pass through to get to the under of it. Okay. Yes. So that's my punch. This is also needed here. The back is for the knife. This. And when I turn it, it's for fixing the slippers. Yeah.
There's the punch.
Yes,
and
please.
The hammer.
Yes, please.
Women leading the charge, indeed. And that's a story there by James Ashen. That's how we wrap up the marketplace. For more news, do log on to myjoyonline.com. I'm Charles Aite. Many thanks for watching.